33% for office workers. So back to that question, is it smart to take a job working from home? Really, there is no one-size-fits-all answer here. It depends, mostly on what type of work needs to get done and your desired future within the company.
What is the advisability of working remotely with all of that in mind? How about hiring people to work remotely? I talked with McGoodwin, CEO of Career Contessa, where she advises workers and entrepreneurs on things like WFHing. I thought she had a great answer here. Lauren, at Career Contessa, when you're speaking with clients who are offered a job working from home, now let's say it's not, a stay-at-home mom or dad, but they have an option. Is it advisable to take a work from home?
I love companies that offer a work from home option or a flexible option. I do think that now we're in the land of, okay, we've had work from home and remote opportunities for a little bit longer. So now we're in the land of making sure that you actually do create some structure so that it doesn't actually hinder your career progress at that company.
Okay. Given the flexibility, of WFHing, which there is a lot to be sure, but also the perception many times that if you are not in the office, you are not working as hard. Does one weigh out the other?
Yeah, I think this depends a lot on who your manager and your leader is. If your manager is the type of person that really loves to have FaceTime and they're always in the office, then you need to take your cues from them and understand that they're letting you know it's very important that you're in the office. So yes, this is one of those things where there isn't a hard and fast rule where it always applies or never applies. So that's usually where I recommend or talk to clients and say, hey, take your cues from them. If you have a workplace with a manager who does work from home or does take time off or does have a work from home policy that they actually implement, then you should feel free to go ahead and do that as well. But you're right. The misconception is that when people work from home, they're not working as hard. And so you can get out ahead of that with that extra communication.
That touches on one concern I had, which is if you're out of the office, you're theoretically available 24 hours a day. And it's important to a lot of us to be able to shut off, to shut down some communication devices so we can really devote our time to what we have out of the office, whether that's your dog or your family or your soccer team or whatever it is. And you don't want to feel always reachable by your boss.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is kind of the double-edged sword, right? You have flexibility, but now it's turned into, I don't know if you're at your desk or not at your desk, so I assume I can talk to you anytime and you will respond. So this is where I think actually creating structure, if people want to have that hybrid, which I think having a hybrid is a great option where you mostly work in the office, but maybe you have a standardized work from home day or you have remote work opportunities, but then have structure in place so the employees know what's expected of them, the managers know what's expected of them, and that really helps a lot. And I feel like what happens is these are not really structured plans. It becomes very much either we're always in the office or we're never in the office. We're always remote. Mm-hmm. So for a big company like IBM, especially having that structure is really, really important. But yeah, nobody wants to be on 24/7 and at the beck and call.
No, thank you. All right, Lauren, so it sounds like what you're saying to me is given your role now in the business world, in the past you did recruiting and staffing and things like that, maybe the best if we're offered the role to ask, could I have a hybrid position to where I spend some time in the office and some time at home?
Yeah, hybrid position and structure around what's expected, what type of communication is expected, how often is it expected, and then also communicating freely to everybody else on your team that this person is going to be working from home on Wednesday. So don't keep things a secret.
Hybrid and no secrets. I thought that was great advice. In the headlines tonight, it's not going to be long before electric cars take over the roads. That is the prediction from analysts at Bloomberg New Energy Finance. They believe that 20 years from now, more than half of new cars sold in the U.S. are going to be electric. But a few things need to happen first. Electric cars are going to need to go